Using interviews for training needs assessment. There are several ways to assess training needs in organizations. Some of the most common are surveys, interviews, observation, and information from 360-degree feedback instruments. There are several important advantages of including face-to-face interviews in your methodology. First, the interviewer gets an opportunity to establish rapport with participants of the training program. Second, the interviewer also gets a sense of the believability of the participants and their points of view. Third, the interviewer understands, records, and can report back the needs in the words of the interviewees. And last, the interviewer has the opportunity to coach participants for appropriate participation. The training needs interview is one of the most common forms of training needs assessment. Here is a 5-step process to develop a training needs interview. The first is to identify the job requirements. What specific tasks and/or job functions must be accomplished? Sources of data for this step might include job descriptions, performance plans or objectives, and discussions with experts on the job. The second is to determine the level of task or function criticality. How important, critical, is each job requirement to successful performance in the job? Is the task somewhat important, or very important, critical, for successful performance in the job? Third, identify the skill or knowledge required. What do you have to know or be able to do to fulfill each job requirement? Fourth, describe the level of skill or knowledge required. What skill or knowledge level is required to fulfill each job requirement? Can you be successful if you are a novice? Do you need to have a moderate or intermediate level of skill or knowledge? Or, do you need to be an expert? You can accomplish steps 2 to 4 by interviewing or collecting data from experts. And last, identify the incumbent's current level of skill or knowledge. What level of skills and knowledge do employees who are doing the job right now possess in each of the areas identified? You may accomplish this step in the process by observation, surveys, 360-degree instruments, or interviews. To create a training needs interview, choose the skill and knowledge areas identified as important and critical in Step 4. Develop open-ended questions that allow employees to self-report on their current level of skill and felt need for additional training or education. Assemble the questions into a needs interview worksheet that will provide a common structure for each interview and facilitate note-taking.